It looks like a toy, something that every small boy dreams of. Huge balloon tires under a funny little body, a dear little monster truck. But this car is not a toy, or at least not for children. Overall height, 12 feet. Athens. The Greek off-road champion Stefanos Atat fulfilled a dream here, to have a car just for fun. And that's the name of this super smart. When Stefanos rolls through his own off-road park in the jacked-up Smart for Two, he grins like a Cheshire cat. He showed them. When the Smart Face came to Greece, many people laughed at the little car. Even in those days, I had a lot to do with powerful off-roaders, and I had an idea. A little car like the Smart bolted onto huge off-road chassis, that would be a sensation, and people would learn to respect the car. It worked. And this vehicle certainly deserves respect. Brick walls, heaps of stones, anything that stands in the monster Smart's way is steamrollered flat. That's a Unimog chassis under the tiny body, and when other off-roaders are hopelessly bogged down, a Unimog hasn't even got its wheels dirty. The 6-cylinder diesel produces only 83 horsepower from 5.7 litres. That's the typical off-road principle, strength rather than power. Of course, you need experience if you build your own, and Stefanos has plenty of practice. His first project was a Smart 4.4 on a Mitsubishi Pajero chassis. This Smart has a low center of gravity and excellent off-road characteristics. The design of the chassis does have its limits, but this 4 Fun has very lively performance. The logical next step for the Greek do-it-yourselfer was an even bigger chassis and an even smaller body. No simple undertaking. When you compare the Unimog and the Smart, the main problem becomes clear, the wheelbase. The back axle of the Unimog is at least a meter further back, so we had to shorten the complete chassis by that amount and move the axle forward. It was really a hell of a lot of work. The planning and construction of the Smart for Fun 2 took a good 6 months. A stable rollover cage is essential for an extreme off-roader, but the monstrous turbocharger is only for show. It came from a Leopard tank, which has a 47-litre V12 engine. The gentle breeze of the Unimog exhaust hardly turns the thing over. But even so, the monster Smart causes quite a stir. It could probably squash its little brother flat without sustaining a scratch. A curiosity is that it has 2 engines. The original Smart engine only turns a key, an example of Greek humor and a clear reference to the toy image. The real source of power is the Unimog straight 6 with a torque of 259 Newton meters. The giant Smart is 12 feet high, not least thanks to its big 26-inch wheels with a tire diameter of 4'6". The underside is a confusion of chassis members and drive shafts and differentials. The air suspension optimizes the off-road qualities. Inside it's standard, apart from the Unimog pedals and some additional instruments. Greek frogs dive for cover when this monster splashes through the puddles. Very wise in view of the estimated 5 tons overall weight. With a ground clearance of 25 inches and nearly 5-foot wading depth, the wicked Smart is one of the best off-roaders in existence. I've designed over 15 vehicles, but this is my best toy. The compact size and huge tires make it an ideal off-roader. The only disadvantage is its high center of gravity.
σε αερόφουσκες. Δηλαδή έχουμε αφαιρέσει τα ελαττήρια. Οπότε μπορούμε να κάνουμε και ένα
But the air suspension compensates for that. We now have pneumatic buffers to raise or lower the cab, so the ride is softer and I can tilt it on sloping ground. Besides the short chassis, that's the main difference from the original Unimog.
Και μπορούμε να του δίνουμε εμείς ό,τι κλίση θέλουμε.
Your average man can only dream of such a vehicle, like a small boy, but he wouldn't get very far with it because there's no chance it would be licensed for use on the roads. Like Stefanos Attard, he'd need his own off-road park. Then he could have fun with the Monster Smart, costing 60,000 euros. And so, the Smart for Fun 2 will remain just a toy for its enthusiastic owner. Admittedly, the Greek off-road pro dreams of entering the Smart for the Dakar Rally, but that's not very realistic, with only 50 miles an hour top speed and about as much of a view of the road as a low-loader. But Stefanos Attard has already fulfilled one dream by building it in the first place, and that's the main thing.